Alright guys, I got the front adjusted. There might be one final adjustment to go up a little more, but I'm going small little bits at a time. We got the SPC camber adjusters, and the rear are our coilovers. So first things first, let's get these lug nuts broke loose before we jack it up, and then we'll put it on jack stands. Alright, just gonna loosen these up and then finish jacking it up. Then we can get started. Alright, so we gotta pull all this shit out, and the reason why is so that we can pull the inner panels inwards so that we can expose the bolts to the inside of the struts. So I'm just gonna take this shit out. Take this stuff out. So I'll show you guys how I use it. So use a little Lexus tool, and then you use the back of another one for the leverage. See that? Of course it would fall in here. Maybe I should take this whole thing out, because I'm going to drop more shit in there. So, same thing again. Get this guy in there, and then use this for leverage. There we go. This one spins out. Come on. The back of this feels like it's gonna fall off inside, so I'll have to fix that and see what it is. Yeah, look at that. Alright, this you're gonna pull upwards. Yes. Alright, let's see, what else do we have? Looks like there's a bolt right here. Yep. Looks like a 10mm. Another 10mm. Alright, so let's take those off. And probably here too. Yep, 4 bolts. So even though recording is a pain in the ass, there is one benefit to it. If I forget how something goes back, I can always look at the video. Alright, these I'm just going to leave here, and I'm going to leave them in the position they came out. So, alright, so I did take these off because I was pulling this side in and it was kind of in the way, so I just kind of want to do this. Close this guy. Do this, and then now that I have this top side loose, I can pull this out. And there's our shock. back there with some sensors. So that plastic's gonna be a spare part, yes. All right, so now that the inner liner is exposed and we can get to the top of this, we're gonna need a 10mm to remove this. This is not the brake line, this is the ABS, I believe. So we're removing that. We're gonna need a 7/8 for that big bolt on the back, and you're gonna need a wrench for that. You can't. It's really hard to fit a socket because everything's in the way. It might actually be easier to remove that after you get the springs out. So right now we have a 3/4 for these bottom bolts. So it's going to be this one that holds the shock. We're going to loosen that one but not take it off, and we're removing this bottom one as well. We're going to put a jack underneath. We're removing the sway link. That is going to be a 14 on the bottom right here, and that'll let us pop it off. Jack on the bottom to hold it from springing out when we take the bolts off, and then we'll lower the jack, get the spring out. The shock will be left dangling, and then we'll remove that from the top, and we'll do this last once we have more room to work in there. So now I'm gonna mount the camera back on me so I can use my hands. All right, put that there. So ABS is loose. Now we're gonna do the link. Fucking working one-handed. Lefty. All right, time for a jack. All right, there's shock bolt. Alright, I lied. It's not a 7/8 for that back one, so let's figure that out. I'll loosen that back bolt. Before I do that, I'm just gonna go ahead and lower this, see if I can get the spring out. Something's catching. What is it? It's not that. So shock's loose. Oh, I see. It's this piece, motherfucker. Come on. Just get in there. Oh, I got it. There we go. So stupid. So I can't get the lower control arm off without taking this bolt because it's in the way. So this link right here is just hitting the bolt, so bolt needs to come off. And if I remember correctly, when I did the lowering springs, this was a royal pain to line up. So looking forward to that. It's gonna be so fun. All right, come on. Alright, so I'm going to push that out and then we'll lower this and get the spring out. Just in case you guys are wondering, 1.5 years. That's about how much you get from these shocks when you use the lowering springs. Both the rear ones are leaking. The fronts are still okay, but the rears are shot. Alright, there we go. There we go. Got this off. I'm just gonna take this plastic off completely. I don't want it back here. Spare part. Alright, so it looks like the top of the strut is a 14, just tight as hell. Jesus. One off. Yeah. Two. And what I did was I bungeed these together. There we go. Everything is loose down at the bottom, so the last bolt here is not, it's probably going to have tension all the way through, but it's fine. These shocks are trash anyway. If you guys are wondering if I like the ride of the Swiss springs, I really did. It rode nice. It's a little too plush, even with the variable adjustment. But really what I'm looking for now is I'm chasing the perfect fitment. And I think you will eventually reach that point where you want your, oh my God, come on. You want your wheels to sit perfect, but also have that happy medium where your ride is not rubbing, but ooh, there we go. These are about to drop. Yep, there it goes. Come on, where are you? Found you. Okay. All right. Look at that. It's the first time I see one of these out like that. The rears, that's a pretty long guy. Alright, now I have to deal with this bracket for the brake sensor. It's going to be in the way of the struts, so alright, now it's time to take this guy off. So we're going to use a 3/4 on this bolt here. And let's see. This one's kind of hard to get to too, so I had to use the 2-wrench method for leverage. All right, one guy, and now we're gonna do this bolt. Yes. All right, that is a 7/8. There we go. There's a washer on there. Yeah, we got it. Alright, these go together. And now we are going to pry this off. Okay, so it's off. Take this washer. Alright, this was the hardest part, to be honest. I'm gonna leave this washer here. Okay, as far as these go, they both look the same, to be honest. So see how this has a bulge? So this is the driver's side, left side. These two are identical, so there is no right or left on these. And what you would do, if I had to guess, is I think you just have to switch this to the other side for one side or the other. Alright, I'm going to show you guys something. Alright, I'm going to show you guys how to adjust these. So the first thing you want to do is this nut right here. You got to get it all the way out to the outside. This is what they call the small jam nut, and the hex adjuster is this large one here. So what the instructions say is that both sections should be equal length. So we're going to make this match this side, and if we want to get real picky, we can align them here perfect, right? And so the camber is just slightly off. I think I'm at like -1, 2 camber. Oh, this is reverse thread, by the way. So we're gonna make the adjustment by moving both so that both are equal length right here. So this is reverse, this is not. So almost there. Okay, just a little bit more. I think that's pretty spot on, but just to make sure. You know what I could do? It's this right here. There we go. Okay. That. Look at that. We're good. Okay. So, are these equal length? They're pretty close, I would say. They don't have to be perfect, but I think this needs to be out. And okay, that's pretty damn close. Okay, so now this little guy will be tightened just loosely. We'll finish it up once it's in, but that's it. It is done. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pre-adjust the next one so that I don't have to do it later. Excuse me. I'm trying to take a break, dude. Go away. Go away. Yes. Alright. So this mounts here, I guess. And this. Huh. Something like that. I gotta read the direction. Alright, I'm holding the jack. I'm holding the strut up with the jack so that I can go thread it up top. I put a couple tie straps here for this wire. I'm not really sure how happy I am with that, so I might end up buying a little like a little special bracket and self-tapping it in there. Something like maybe even like a hose clamp. You can drill it in there and then tighten it so it holds it. I don't know, just kind of thinking out loud, but I'm not happy. I don't like plastic wraps on things. They're not permanent. It's eventually going to fall off, and I don't want this wire to get frayed. But right now it's loosely in there, so there's not tension on it. All right, real quick, I want to show you guys something. There is a flatter spot here. So if you notice, these have a more round section, and this spot here is a little flatter. This part is going to go towards the body of the car, otherwise it won't fit. So just remember that. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and tighten these guys here. You guys wondering about the torque specs for these? Balls tight. Guys, putting this piece in is a pain in the ass. So you have to guide this section through this little crevice here. So you're going at an angle and you use a little flathead to kind of wedge it in place. Needless to say, I am bleeding from 5 different spots from this. Alright guys, I officially ran out of time. It's gonna be dark in about an hour, so I'm gonna have to kind of do what I can with as far as explaining things. I got the other side in. I did figure out a better way of taking things off and on, because we struggled a bit with some of the sections. Right now what I'm doing is these little tabs have to be modified to get it out of the struts way. So what we're going to do is cut this here and this here. But before we do that, I gotta open them up. So I can get the wire out. There we go. This wire gets tucked on the back, so. And this here. Come on. There we go. gonna. And for the sake of saving time, I just made enough of an edge on it so that we can break off the tabs. There we go. Now, get the punch tool. Get that close to the body line. There we go, nice and flat. Alright, now that that's out of the way, we will take care of the rest of this later. I already dropped the bolt underneath for the link, and let's see. The first thing that's going to come off is this link on the bottom. I'll show you guys. Alright guys, first bolt that's got to come off is this one here. That will allow this linkage to clear when you drop it. If you take everything else off first, it's going to get jammed up here, and it'll ruin your life, trust me. It's 17. That's off. Put that bolt on there so we don't lose it. Alright, now that that's out of the way, we just move it down. And then now, we are going to take off. So we do want to loosen that one, but not take it off all the way. And gonna loosen these guys. And once I get these off, I'll put a jack under here. Release some tension. only thing holding it back is this right here. There we go. Take this off. Take the spring. All right. We are in business. Look how leaky this is. This is super gross. Alright, in case you guys forgot, we're just gonna pry this out of here. There we go. Get the back one out. Alright, both of them are out. Push this little clip and get this sensor out. There's a little button up top. Kind of hard to see, but it's there. Sometimes you can push it with something else. Alright, so we're gonna get these out. And take the bolts off. Alright, now that we got the top of the shock loosened, we can get it completely out. Blown out piece of shit. Spare part. Look at this. That's crazy. Alright, what's next? Okay, next we gotta do this top camber link. So I'm gonna loosen these two bolts back there, take them off, pull this completely out. I already have that one measured out from when we did the other side. And then the only thing we're gonna be doing that's different is this little bracket needs to face the other way. So I'm gonna swap that out. Come on. There we go. It's coming out. Hey, there we go. All right. All right. Can't forget about that washer. We're going to double check our sizing one more time. Alright, it was off by 2 turns. So now it's good. Okay. It's gonna go there. And get this washer in there. we go. All right. That one's in. All right. So now I have to tie this guy in up here. Jesus Christ, I can't. Tie this guy in and get this situated underneath and out of the way, just like the other one. And then we have to make sure that this this link right here, if for some reason you forget to guide it, if you loosen up the other side, you can move up both sides up and down. Just a tip for you guys. All right, so this is the flatter part of the two sides. That's gonna go towards the body. So time to get this guy in. It's in. Now I'm gonna face the god damn it, this thing's fucking loose. Gotta put a little bit of pressure with the jack so I can get the bolts on it. Alright, that's good enough. And now, if you look over here, you can see the threads on there. So, I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. Just so you guys know, I'm doing the back a little bit softer. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm going 13 clicks out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this one back first and try to line up everything at once. That's the shock and the sway link. Here we go. This bolt There's one. Gotta make sure this sway link is dropping in the right spot. There we go. All right, and now the sway link, and the last thing is this little wishbone right here. No, I'm gonna try it this way. Which way does it go? This way, right? Yeah. There we go. Yep. All right, now we gotta torque everything. All right, guys, we are officially out of daylight, and I just finished the right side, and I'm not going to show you guys how to put this back because it's pretty self-explanatory. You'll just have to watch the video on the removal process and just reverse it. I don't want to really deal with the camera right now, so I got all the important stuff out, and if I have to make any adjustments, I'll make sure to video it and show you guys. But everything is in, everything is tight, everything that could potentially rub is out of the way as far as I know, according to R's instructions. This thing here, we'll see how well it works tomorrow. So I got an alignment tomorrow at 11 a.m. This is why there was a big rush on this. So what's next? We're gonna put the wheels back on, we're gonna lower it and hope that it's drivable. If it's too high, I'm gonna adjust it tomorrow. If it's too low and it's not drivable, I need to adjust it now. The way you adjust the rears here is a little different than the front. So you don't loosen these. You loosen this bottom one because this is preloaded. And so you loosen the bottom one and you twist the top to be able to get the height that you want. And once you do that, you tighten this lock nut back in on the bottom, but you never touch the preload up top. Just remember that. All right, guys, so hopefully this is the last day of adjusting. Where I ended up this morning was 25 5/8 on the front driver's side, 25 7/8 on the passenger. 25 7/8 was not bottoming out, so I raised this up a little bit, this much to be exact, which is about a quarter inch. The rear is at 26 7/8 and 27 1/16. So the whole driver's side was tilted a little bit this morning. So front's fixed. I may go a little bit lower on that later, but I am on a time crunch for an alignment, so I need to get the rear. The rear needs to be dialed in because it's got camber adjustment. The front does not have camber adjustment, so I can always lower the front and the alignment will still be what it is. As far as the rear, I want to go down to 26 1/4. I think that's where I'm going to be happy, just slightly higher than the front, but not even. I want my rear just a little bit higher. So this is how much I got to drop the driver's side. And the way I did that was I was at 26 7/8. So if you measure from any 1 inch to 7/8, and I'm putting this mark on 7/8. I'm not using this because it's dead, by the way. So this is a caliper tool. So, and I'm trying to be at 26 1/4. So all I did was put it at 7/8, which is the original. Brought this down to 1/4, and this is how much I'm gonna lower my my ring. So now that I have the measurement, let's loosen it up and get started. I already have the tire off. This is the rear, so remember guys, the rear, we do it slightly different. We loosen this keyring here, and I think the best way to do it is to get my measurement from here to here and then lower the whole thing down is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna put this guy here, still pretty far off. All right, that's it right there. That's how much I want to lower it. So I'm not going to touch this. I'm going to lower the entire part. So this is pre-loaded, which means there's tension on this, unlike the front. The front has a helper spring that helps you play nice. And yeah, so that's that. There we go. Alright, that's nice and tight. It's not going anywhere. Time to do the other side. First, I am going to mount the tire back up. My handy dandy torque wrench. So, I know a lot of people do their torque at 90 pounds. For Lexus, I do 100. And that's just because honestly 90 pounds feels like it's a little too light, and I've never had an issue with vibrations or anything like that, so this is what I stick with.